Hello, everybody. Welcome to the triumphant return of Under Fractured Sky, a D&D adventure starring myself and several people that I like very much. Uh, so let me just start by introducing myself. For those of you who don't know, my name is Lady D, and my pronouns are she, her, hers. I am the dungeon master of this campaign and host of the Twitch show based around it. So without further ado, let's get into some introductions. First on our roll call order, Dragon, introduce yourself.
Hello, I am Hello, I am Dragon Master Outcast. Hey him, I am playing Usna Soul Sight, and yeah, good to be back, D.
Yay! Glad to have you back. Zool.
Oh,
Aw.
Lordy, it's good to be back. Hi, everybody. Zool, he, him pronouns. I play Avne de Belvo, the cockatiel Genka Paladin. Did you miss me?
Yes.
Teehee.
All right, and next up on our list, Salix.
Sorry. Sorry.
S-
I'm Salix, he, him, and I play Fringle Numbles, the gnome cleric.
and Dan.
Hi, I'm Dan, pronouncer he, him, and I play Jacques, the lizard folk ranger.
Miyoko.
Hello, I am Miyoko, and I play Ives the Forest, Tabaxi Warlock, and my pronouns are she, hers.
Cheryl.
Hi, I'm Cheryl, they, them pronouns. I play Wayra Evenas, the half orc bard.
And introducing, rounding off this crew of merry miscreants, Mega.
Hello, my name is Mega, he, him, his, and I play the character Nova Amberlay, the undercover Fire Genasi wizard.
Dun 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 dun. Anyway, so it's been over a month since our last game. Had to deal with some family health issues, but things are mostly resolved now. So without any further ado, let's get on with it. So. When last we left the party of Uznar the Knoll Barbarian, Avne the Kenku Paladin, Fringle the Gnome Cleric, Shak the Lizardfolk Ranger, Forrest the Tabaxi Warlock, Wayra the Half-Orc Bard, and Nova the Fire Genasi Wizard, they were gathered in the safe house behind Twice Sold Tales, the bookstore in Knack. They, it was there they learned that many of their friends that had been in the employ of their benefactor, Balthor Bolton Blount, including the love interest of Nova, a Blue Jay Kenku rogue named Islington, had unfortunately perished. And the next, the whole rest of the next day was celebrating their lives and mourning their deaths. And the conversation over breakfast following that day, um, and it would help if I actually read from this thing that I prepared rather than try to wing it. Um, the conversation over breakfast the following morning led to them discussing the quest that was given to them by Amtare, the god of war, some months prior. They had been charged to find a suitable replacement for the ailing god and give that person 6 vials of divine essence to ingest in order to ascend to their new position as the new god of heroism and courage. Seeing no better fit than their friend Rathbone, the party decided to give him the vials, and they witnessed it as he ascended into the ether and they had completed one of their great quests. And as for the next move, they decided to investigate Sohl, which is where their friends had perished. They wanted to look for and again, I'm straying off script. I swear I'm a voice actor. I swear it. I know how to read scripts. So they were investigating the capital city of Sohl from the presence of the cult of Azazel, and learning more about the deaths of their friends. However, they wanted to do so more covertly and determined that it would be best interest of the party if they split up for a while and snooped around in different areas of the city. To aid this, Blount would have news stories published that the heroes of Bend, as they are well known in Solent for having rescued the town of Bend, were splitting up and that he, as a public figure and known philanthropist, was no longer funding their exploits. So, everybody had their own individual things to do. So, we are going to first join Uznar and Uznar's manager for pit fighting, Forrest, who are investigating the city's underbelly through the city's pit fighting circuit. So, Uznar and Forrest, you find yourself in Harborside, and let me pull up the map of Sohl. One moment. So, this is Sohl. This is the capital city of Solent, which is the largest nation of the world as we know it. And yes, so this is where we are. So you two are in Harborside, which is this area right here next to these docks and this military fort here. You find a lot of these matches take place in warehouses or behind warehouses or in the basements of dockside bars. And one thing that you learned over these last couple of weeks doing this is that these fights are technically illegal, but they are tolerated by the city guard. But that tolerance has its limits, and they can come in and stomp out everything at any time. So there's kind of a cautious enjoyment of the sport. So Uznar, let's talk about what fights you've had.
Oh boy.
The-
Well, so am I describing the fights, or is you, or you, or do you have, or did you have the opponents lined up for me?
Well, I kind of have opponents lined up for you. Um, and I'll kind of tell you how things go. We're doing this entirely off the cuff, by the way. Um,
Yeah, got it.
well, so one thing that you're doing is in these fights you cannot use your aura from your
From my back, from my primal path. Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just
Kind.
like straight up hand to hand, no magical energy is allowed, no weapons. Um, and your first opponent here is Sailor Jerry, who is covered in tattoos and he reeks of rum.
Yep.
What do you do to this man? Describe how you defeat him.
Hmm. Uh. You know what? I would want to be as flashy as possible on my defeat, on my defeating him. So after coming to some good blow, after letting the match go on for about two or three rounds, 2 or 3 rounds, I would have at that point got him in the headlock and then threw him out of the ring.
Very nice. And he fails to answer the official's 10 count, and you win that particular fight. Your
Yes.
next fight is against wow, okay, yeah, like I said, coming off the top of my head here. Um, just an ordinary human. His name is Phil. Doesn't have a flashy name or anything. He's kind of a strong farmhand looking kind of person. Um, how do you defeat this man?
Okay. So at the I'm going to beginning of the match before even punches are thrown. Can I roll an intimidation check to just make him surrender off on the cuff?
Go for it.
Nope, he's a bit braver than I thought.
Now,
Sure.
Phil's got Got chutzpah.
Shrug and deliver a nice good drop kick to his face.
With that, you knock Phil out of the ring, and he tumbles over the ropes, and again, unable to answer the 10 count of the referee, and you again climb a little bit further up in the ranks of this particular fighting circuit. Your third opponent is an orc by the name of Bilgewater, and he's only got one eye, and he's got several teeth missing.
So me and him have something in common.
Yep, that's true. That's true. I forgot that you only have one eye. In all honesty, I forgot. Um, yeah. So, how do you defeat this hulking brute of a man?
Let me see. Let me see. What would be a Well, definitely an orc. So I'm gonna say that this one was definitely more of a tougher fight. It basically went to the basically basically neither me and him could knock each other out in the second round. So we both just knuckled down for a long endurance match, and basically or basically I won at that one was just one at just a hair stretch at the end of the match in the final round with me just getting a nice good up just a nice good right hook to his jaw.
Very good. Yeah, and this one really drew out the money too. Like people were looking forward to this particular one this week. Meanwhile, Forrest, who has been acting as your manager for these fights, is kind of surveying the crowd to see if she can pick out any suspicious people, like anybody who works for the Cult of Abzazel, who may be scouting uh, pit fighters to join their legions.
Indeed. For the most part, I am just combing through the crowds, acting as Uznar's uh, bookie, pretty much. And she is not very good at that. This is something that she has never done before, and she's already kind of socially awkward, mostly due to her being so single minded about stopping the cult. So this is just a situation that she is not at all comfortable in and not at all used to. So
Mhm.
maybe once or twice as she's like going through the crowd, seeing if anybody is paying extra close attention to Uznar, who looks even slightly shifty. Um, she probably somebody tried to place a bet on Uznar, and she like half paying attention, like writes down the wrong name in a little book that she has, and then like takes their gold to hold on to.
Roll me an investigation. I'm
Okay.
not an investigation, perception, sorry.
Okay. Nat 1, total of 5.
Yep, that's what you do, all right.
So yeah, she's pretty much just gonna spend her time doing that, attempting to find some sign of a bad guy, and not doing a very good job of it.
What's your passive perception?
My passive perception is a 14.
Okay. Here. Something strange has gotten slipped into your little notepad that you use for booking. It is Not like anything related to the fight at all. Just a friend of ours is waiting to meet you. Come to Bridgetown tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. And then it gives you like an address.
Interesting. Okay. Uh, she'll definitely tell Uznar about that.
Okay. It's after the fight, and you two are basically collecting your earnings. And yeah, go ahead and take us there.
Yeah. So yeah, Usnar is basically just limping up to you, limping up to you. He's got bandage, just completely in one of his arms just completely bandaged and in a sling. Just his one good eye is just completely black, just blackened and swollen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, that was a good. Yep, that was a good fight.
You put on a good show out there, from what I saw.
Oh, I was actually. York is actually. Hold on. Okay. Rips out a loose tooth. Got it. Got it.
Charming.
Uh, so, so, how, so, any, so, catch anything tonight, or was it just, or are we, or in your opinion, are we just wasting time?
Yes and no. We did get an invitation, but I don't know who from. Uh, and Forrest will show Uznar the letter.
The note. Meet,
Mm-hmm.
meet me in Bridgetown, a friend. So, as a friend is looking for us in in Brid, Bridgeside, Bridgetown, in Bridgetown.
Indeed.
Hmm.
I don't know who this is, and there are very few people who know that we are here.
Well, if it's it's anyone in the gang, they'll probably rely on sending to contact us, not notes.
At the very least, I do not think that they would hide themselves like this.
Trap.
Could be. It is extremely likely. Should we go spring it?
Sounds like an idea. Hold on. Let me go speak. Hold on. Takes the portion of the winnings. I need to you go buy some healing potions. just
Of
starts
course.
limping off. Just starts limping off to just a stand where it just sells healing potions. Just buys the entire stock and just starts downing them to heal.
Please tell me that you are saving some of those.
Basically, back up to full health. I've got basically two left. Two
Okay.
left. Want one?
Allow it, sure.
Sure, I suppose.
Those would just be basic healing potions, right, Day?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So it's
Okay.
one d4.
1d4
2d4
plus 4.
Okay.
1d4
One d4 plus 4.
No, two. You're right. It is 2d4 because
It is 2d4. Okay.
lesser healing potions 1d4 plus 4.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right.
Grab my equipment and I'll start following Forest.
Okay.
Okay.
So, that is where your particular part in tonight's episode is going to pause. We'll
Mhm.
rejoin you a little bit later on.
Okay.
But for now, we are going to see what's up with Avne.
Hi.
Hello, Zul. How's Avne doing?
Could be better.
What's Avne been up to?
Um, I can. Do you want me to just like read off what I wrote to you?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Once the party had been quote unquote fired from Blount's mercenary work in the Montrose organization, and when Jacques gathered enough information out of the grapevine, Evne will ask Jacques to report the information once he gets it before they head into town. Once there, they will be in their complete soldier's demeanor, being completely serious and stone-faced as they enter the city. They will incite every single person they meet and will keep a close eye on their voices, mannerisms, behavior, and personality to be sure if the guards there are completely fine, bribed, or secretly part of the cult. They will keep the information to themselves for the time being until they gather at the rendezvous point planned for the party. While hoping for everyone's safety above and under the city, they will go to their fellow clergy members within Sohl and talk with them about what has happened. They will even incite their own clergy to make sure nothing's been infiltrated. Then, if necessary, they will attempt to request an audience with the Bishop of Sohl. Once that is done, they will go to the guards and then ask them similar questions, then judging their responses. Then they rest at the local inn and rest for the night, attempting to overhear important conversations about the current events relevant to their situation. After a drink or two of something weak to calm the nerves, they will pay the bartender and rest. Once the night is over, they will do their normal morning rituals and pay the bartender an extra gold tip for the sleep. Then they will exit and attempt to find any signs of the cult or of the champions, but very subtly. They will never outright expose themselves. They'll keep note of these people and subtly mark places with their sword in the ground to know where they've been before. They will talk to the local people and ask if any of them need help if necessary, then ask them questions about the local happenings of the town and see how much they know, attempting not to stir them to a panic. They will continue to do this as far as they can reach in the amount of time given, even spending spell slots for fine steed to make travel faster if necessary. If they continue to find fellow clergy members, they will talk to them immediately and ask them a number of questions pertaining to current events. I wrote a lot, I'm sorry.
Okay, that's fine.
They will never get drunk any night. They will just continue to visit a tavern or inn every night and try to overhear important conversations, write important notes down, pay the barkeep, and then head to bed. Since the city is so massive, they will continue this sequence of events for however long it takes. They will try to subtly hide the fact that they're investigating and just trying to patrol the area. If guards approach them, they will treat them with respect, but incite them as they speak to make note of their identities and to see if they are involved with the cult or not. That's it.
Well done. Okay,
Thanks.
roll me an insight check, please.
Thanks. Oh, thanks, Miyoko. Da, 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 da. Hopefully that went through.
Taking.
No, that's what. I keep forgetting about the advantage. Shit.
Well, nothing suspicious. Um, it seems like every time that you do this investigation, this talking with the people, seems like everything is in fine order, and you're not really encountering anything suspicious. You are unable to go down into the sewers if you chose to do that.
They will not go down there.
Okay, they have been guarding the Samosora guards. The guards in the city have been very very protective of the sewers. Like they they might know what had happened.
Hmm. Yeah, makes sense.
One day at the tavern that you have been staying at in Woodside, you are nudged by the bartender as you are looking into your glass of whatever you're drinking. Hey
Hmm?
kid,
Yes.
that guy over in the corner asked me to give you this. And you are given another glass of your favorite drink.
Just uh, looks at the guy in the corner.
Roll me a perception.
Okay. I keep forgetting about the input value.
That's okay.
Curse these rolls.
You see an empty glass where the bartender had pointed. Huh. Well, he was there just a few minutes ago.
Did you catch what he looked like?
I just thought you might have known each other because, he's another bird person, but
Yes, of course. Of course.
because all bird people know each other.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I'll make sure to tell him thank you.
Attached to the bottom of this glass is a folded note.
Go look at it.
A friend is waiting for you. 8 p.m. Bridgetown, and it gives you like a general address.
Just gonna like a mutter like a bit of a prayer and just please be Oxton. Please.
You'd like to think that
Thank you.
you'd notice if Arkston was the one who gave you that.
Yeah.
If he tends to light up every room he's in, and also he's huge. He's impossible to miss. So,
Fair. It's like that's the only friendly other bird person I know.
well, living anyway.
Living.
Too soon.
Yeah, they'll do that prayer, drink the drink, then do their thing.
Mhm. Right, and is there anything in particular you wanted to find out from the clergy?
Just to see like how they're doing after the whole attack thing. Making sure that they're not infiltrated first.
Roll me an insight, please.
You got it. Where are you? There you are.
That was a chair, by the
That's
way.
better. That's better.
No, everybody's on the up and up. Everybody appears to be a faithful servant.
Oh bless. But yeah, so yeah, I'll talk to them, tell them everything that's happened. Everything.
They make sure to document what you've told them and uh, send it in a message to the main uh, to the seat of the actual Marilay clergy up in High Warden.
Thank you.
As for the Bishop of Sohl, he is unable to meet anyone right now.
Fair.
All right.
It's like they knew it was a long shot, but might as well try.
Yeah. Good on you though.
Yay.
And that's where your portion of the story is going to pause.
Alrighty.
So let's move on to Fringle.
Hello.
What's
Right.
Fringle been up to?
Fringle going into Seoul would go back to the Semasora campus for the most part. He would be checking any accounting he more or less has access to as discreetly as possible, looking for like transfers or messages or anything either connecting to the cult or that could possibly be blackmail so he can turn it over to Blount. And he would also be listening for rumors and the stuff like that around campus
Mm-hmm.
and possibly talk to like old friends and professors, inciting them and trying to keep tabs on people or places or events he hears about. He would also go into Old Town. He would sneak into Old Town and like go to the local bars and listen around in disguise and try and hear stuff that way too.
Mhm.
It's more or less what Fringle's been doing.
Okay. Yeah. Roll me an investigation check, please.
Okie dokie. Um, investigation. 10.
Well, you look through all the transactions that you have access to. You go to the Hall of Records on campus here, and yeah, you're not able to find anything suspect, nothing out of the ordinary for usual transactions. Everybody that is being given money or having money taken away from them appears to be on the up and up. Nothing really strikes you as particularly suspicious. As for anything that you might overhear at the bars in Old Town, roll me a perception.
Okay. That's a 9.
Just generic bar chatter. And I was like, oh, my wife.
Right. Okay.
Grain is blah 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 blah. So that's that. Yeah, you're not turning up a whole lot that really strikes you as suspicious.
Okay.
So with that, unless there's anything else in particular you'd like to do, I do believe that would be your part of the story taken care of.
I can't really think of anything else.
Okay. All right, we'll pause your story for now and come back to you soon. Meanwhile, let's talk to Jacques and see what he's been up to.
Jacques, after leaving Knack, would have entered Sohl through what definitely one of the roads in through the forests. Upon getting in there, get a buy a bag or a sack, buy like 50 feet of rope, mostly to keep all his stuff a little easier together. And he'd go find the nearest tavern or the nearest guard and get information about the hunters in the area. Is there a hunting lodge? Is there just a tavern they kind of all gather to and favor? Uh, is there any parts of the forests that are basically claimed by a hunting group, or like a private hunting lodge or anything like that? Or basically, what's off limits so he doesn't cross those boundaries?
The guard immediately directs you to the Woodside Club, which is excuse me. I'm sorry. Oh, I gotta get a drink of water. Hold on.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Sorry about that.
All right.
So, the Woodside Club, which is a hunting lodge and trading post and general general store and lots of other things just tailored specifically towards hunters.
All right.
Big
Well, then
beautiful log building.
hmm, he'd go inside and he'd want to just, you know, uh, talk to basically the hunters. Like, "Hey, is it a private club? Is it just anyone who's a hunter can just come in and like hang about?" If the latter, he'd like, "Okay, um, I'm new to the area," basically asking, what's like, uh, yeah, sorry, I'm trying to word it in my head. Like what, like any animals that are the guards kind of want us to leave off limits. Don't hunt these, you know, kind of things. Uh, and his general goal is to be hunting whatever the animals are: rabbits, deer, bears, wolves. He'd also spear fishing. He'd tie one end of the rope to the spear and the other side of the rope to his arm, go towards any rivers, and just do that. Gonna spear fish. He'd try to collect the full body of the animal he's hunting, or just the hides and the valuable parts. All depending on how much he can get in one hunting trip.
Mhm.
And he definitely bring them all back to the hunting lodge to either trade or like share with the other ones, especially share the meat. And he'll also make weapons and shields out of the bone and hides of what he hunts to trade and to also share information on how to do it in case there are hunters that want to learn how to make a club or a shield or a javelin or little blowguns and needles or darts out of whatever animals they're hunting. And he'd show them. Uh, he'd mostly use his bow for hunting. So when he starts to get low on arrows, he'd buy like make sure he's fully stocked on arrows as much as possible.
Mhm.
Uh,
So
no, he-
you are able to make about 130 additional gold while you're here, and you are actually very well liked very quickly, especially by the leader of this club, a dwarf by the name of Halffoot, who has half of a foot missing. Um, names on the tin says what's on it. Anyway, um, Halffoot takes a particular liking to you and values your presence, giving like seminars and like helps and whatnot, instruction on how to do things. Um, so yeah, you're held in high esteem here.
it's great because he would also ask about any rumors going on, whether it be just rumors about the forests and hunts, or any out of the ordinary stuff that may involve possibly cultists or Castigon or Burke. He's not too interested in Tavarian at the moment, so he's not even going to bring him up.
Oh gee, I don't know. That seems like a little more political than like we like to get here. And as for stuff deep in the forest, I mean, we don't really notice a whole lot of like disturbances and whatnot. That would be more of a druid thing, more of a Temple of Satyr kind of thing. Um, but yeah, we haven't heard nothing.
All right. I thought I might as well ask. I just came from Everhold, and it's not really my cup of tea, but I heard rumors there. I just, wanted to be safe, as all.
All right, yeah, that makes sense.
And while also doing all this hunting, he will keep an ear to the ground, and if his presence in what he's doing attracts those of the criminal underbelly, he'd be more than willing to work with them, trade with them, to get stuff what he wants.
Okay, roll me first a perception check.
Perception. 11.
Yeah, you don't really find that sword up here.
All right.
Roll me an insight.
Okay. A 22.
What you are able to find, though, hold on, let me parse the words here. The Wow, I'm completely blanking now. Shit. And that's a good roll. Um, Tell you what, why don't we take a 5-minute break and I'll figure out what it was I was going to say.
Sure.
So 5 minutes, everybody. We will be back soon.
Okay, be right back.
While the break is going on, just real quick, I do want to thank uh, Iverius for following. Thank you so much. And Arsonance, thank you for following. And hope you're enjoying the show. All right, we are just about ready to come back. Lisk, thank you so much for subscribing at Tier 1. 10 months of epic bartender, dark elf guy, and crew. Yes, indeed. It has been a bit since we've seen the dark elf, but yeah, Rengus, that's his name. But hopefully sometime soon. Yeah. But with that, let's get back into it. So Shaq, here's what you found out from your insight check. So while you weren't able to pick out anybody who was necessarily, suspect or like part of the criminal element, you do detect when you're talking to a couple people that there's like a little bit of a secretive side to them, a little bit of a secret kind of secretiveness. If that makes sense.
A little bit.
Yeah, his name is Gerard. He's a portly human with a beard, and yeah, he's one of the people who bought one of your shields.
Hmm. Um, Gerard, was it?
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm. Are you much of a hunter?
Oh, I mean, I'm more of a fisher myself, but I like to draw bows every now and then.
I see, I see. Ah, no, the shield I have to ask out of curiosity. Is that a gift for someone, or is that something more of a hobby?
Oh, I figured I'd just have it, just in case, I ran afoul of like some bandits or something out on this. Yeah, shit. 3, 2, 1, back into it. I just got it in case, I ran like some bandits or something, just something to defend myself with, the shield and a little fishing spear. Why not?
Are there bandits much around here?
Like they can tend to show up sometimes, I guess. I haven't
Hmm.
encountered any yet. Knock on wood.
Of course, of course. Uh, Gerard, hmm, tell me, do you know anything of any hunting groups from down south? Perhaps in Green Ember?
Oh, can't say that I do. No.
Hmm, would you perhaps know someone who might be keen on information that might know of any particular hunting groups down south, or perhaps might want to know of any hunting groups? And as he says this, Jack pulls back the shirt to show the blood claw tattoo.
All right, let me roll something for him. See if he knows anything. Oh no, I mean, I kind of stick to things happening here in Solent and really just around Seoul.
Would I be able to insight him,
You
or
since you
no?
already I'll since you already incited him pretty well. um yeah, he's telling the truth about that
Hmm.
stuff. He's a local bumpkin.
All right. So, hmm. So since I'm new to Soul, is there anything how do I word this? Anything going on that might catch one's attention?
Oh, I mean, there's lots of stuff going on. There's if you want to get further into the city, there's theater, there's live events, there's concerts, and like some pretty active bars, I guess. I don't know. Are you looking for anything in particular?
Hmm. Well, I suppose not. Curiosity, really.
Oh, by the way, yeah, Halffoot told me to tell you that you got some mail waiting for you at the front desk.
All right. I'll go see to that. You take care, Gerard.
All right, bye.
As Jacques starts to walk away, he will quickly cast Hunter's Mark on Gerard, or whatever his name is.
Gerard, why?
Yes. What?
But why?
The Hunter's Mark? Let me put it up once I can get to my spells. Because it's not just a damage thing. It is a. Can I put up as a spell? Okay, let's do that. Can that work? Nope, not what I meant to do. Why is it?
You got to hit the chat bubble looking thing.
Yeah, bubble. Wait, hold on. Okay, no wait. Sorry.
I'll get it up for
I
you.
guess
Hold on.
yeah. Sorry, I think it changed around a little bit, and so it's not seeing what I'm looking for.
Yeah, let me see here. See if I can get it up here. Ah, wow.
I mean, what you actually have to do is go into the spell itself and toggle it to show the spell card when you click it. Because by
Yeah,
default,
it's
it doesn't have that turned on.
Oh, I know why. It's because you're clicking at the same time I'm clicking. I'm trying to
oh,
actually pull that up, but
alright.
we're interfering with each other. Yeah, under output, spell card,
Okie dokie.
and then done, and then you click on it, and then you switch it back to attack when
Okay,
there
there
you
we
go.
go. Damage, don't need it. You have advantage on any perception and survival checks to make to find it. So now I can track him.
Till the spell ends, right?
Yeah, which lasts an hour.
Okay.
Concentration.
All right.
So, yeah. I will then go to the half foot and get my mail.
Oh yeah, real strange. This little red envelope came for you, just with your name on it. I didn't see who left it. Just well, you know, it's yours. Hey, maybe it's a lady.
I doubt it's.
Oh, okay.
And let's see who it's from. He's gonna open it up and look in.
It says a friend is waiting for you, 8 p.m. That gives you an address in Bridgetown.
Foot. What can you tell me about this area? And he gives the address.
Oh, it's Bridgetown. You know, it's just where large chunks of the more working class people live. You know, it's near all the bridges, like the name Bridgetown. You know, it's just south of the Merchant District. Lots of good little bars, little working class dives. Yeah.
Anyone that might be there that might be the kind of person to try to stay out of the sight of the guards?
I mean, maybe. I mean, yeah, I would certainly say so. Yeah.
Ah, I think you have foot. I think I'm gonna go out for a little walk.
All right.
And Jacques is gonna go kind of outside, hang around a corner, and wait for Gerard to leave, and then follow him.
Gerard doesn't go anywhere.
Fuck. Okay. Uh, well, so much for that. I, I guess you just go to the Temple of Satyr then.
Okay. So you go to the Temple of Satyr, and it is this rather grandiose wooden temple. It looks like it's sculpted from wood as opposed to like cut from wood or anything like that. And there's lots of like living vines and trees and like shrubbery like coming from the building itself. Um, is there anybody in particular you're looking for?
Just kind of whoever's in charge.
Well, you're approached by a druid wearing a heavy green cloak that is covered in pink flowers. She is an elf. Um, so she looks rather young, but you know how elves are.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, she comes up to you. Hello, my child.
Hello there, miss.
Oh, I am the deaconess of the wood.
Alright. I am a long-winded traveler. Um, and I have to ask: has there been any news or sightings of Satyr in the world?
Oh, the great tree itself is always moving, always changing where it actually is. We heard rumors that it's somewhere down south in in Western Akiris, or Eastern Akiris rather, but we haven't been able to locate the sacred grove. But
It,
such is the way of things.
it is. uh, I have to ask: have you ever prayed to Satyr and had them speak back to you?
In subtle ways, perhaps, but never with words.
And what if they had?
Then I would consider myself truly blessed if they had.
I see. Is there a place in here that I can try to speak to them?
Of course. Come, let me take you to one of our private chapels. And she takes you to this small room with an altar to Seder at the end of the room. These are mostly places of grieving, but if you wish to commune privately, this is as good place as any.
Thank you, Deaconess. I won't be long.
She bows and she.
Shaq is gonna place all of his items and weapons on the floor, like neatly in front of the altar, and he's gonna get down on one knee, and he's just gonna close his eyes. Satyr, I'm not the praying type. I'm not even that religious, but after you spoke to me, I need someone to talk to, and you should know who it is. It's the guy that doesn't trust anyone. You know, red-eyed lizard. I don't know if that narrows it down, but I didn't really have anything to ask. I suppose I just need some answers. I don't even know what to ask. Sator, if you can hear this, please give me some sort of sign that you can at least hear me. So that's if I do have a question I must ask, a question that only you could answer, that I might be able to commune with you.
A single flower petal falls from a flower growing out of the wall and lands on your nose.
Yes! Thank you. He picks up the flower petal and he kind of gently kind of finds a place to put it because there's nowhere to really pin it. So he puts it in our pocket and he gathers his things, bows, apologizes for sneezing, and then walks out. And on his way, he bows to the deaconess. Like, thank you. I may find myself returning here sooner or later.
We await your patronage. Thank you.
And he's gonna offer a few golds and be like, I don't know how much charity this temple receives, but if it helps to maintain in any sort of way, it's the least I can do.
Of course, it is greatly appreciated.
So he gives up 3 gold, and then he's gonna walk out.
Okay. All right, and unless there was anything else you wanted to take care of, I think that's a good place to pause Shax's story.
I'm all set. Yep.
Okay. So let's move along. Weira.
Hello.
Hello, Weira. What have you been up to?
Weira has been going around to the various taverns in the city of Sohl and performing, and hopefully getting some good tips while she performs. But also keeping an ear out because drunk people love to gossip. She is
That's
gathering all the drunk gossip in the city and seeing if anything sounds relevant.
sure thing. Let us roll a perception first.
Okay.
Natural
Oh,
20.
wow.
Um so what you're finding.
Sorry, I'm choking on these drips.
Okay, let me know you're done choking.
I'm done choking. Also, I need to turn down the volume in roll 20. That was really loud.
Oh boy. So what you find in your various little performances, though you are on stage, you're not really able to interact much while you're playing. You do see that there are some shady looking dealings at the backs of some of these pubs.
That's to be expected.
Mm-hmm. But out of that, nothing out of the ordinary. Just mercenaries, probably finding jobs or just the criminal element associating with each other. But roll me a. Oh no, that was a perception.
Yes.
But one thing you do find is you are being watched rather intently by a hooded figure near the back exit of one of these places.
All right. So Waver is going to finish her performance for the night and go walk right up to that hooded figure.
As you get closer, you can see that this is some manner of Kenku. Um, they're shorter than you, but many people are shorter than you. Standing a little bit under like 5'10", probably, and they're shrouded with their hood. You can see their beak pointing out. It's kind of a hooked beak, like a bird of prey of some sort. But they don't flinch as you approach.
She walks up and goes, "Did you enjoy the performance?"
It was very well done.
Seemed rather interested.
Indeed, but not so much in the performance.
Oh,
I come carrying a message for you.
I see. What is the message?
Friend is waiting for you in Bridgetown, 8 p.m. And then he
Okay.
gives you the address.
All right. And the only says thank you and walks away. And the only other thing I want to note is that the song that she wrote about Rathbone has been in heavy rotation.
Okay.
So I'm spreading the word of Rathbone
Oh,
and his many heroic deeds.
very nice. Speaking of which, now's a good time as any to bring this up because I forgot to bring it up earlier. So one of the earliest effects of Rathbone's ascendancy into godhood is sometimes everybody has dreams where there's this large cosmic-looking entity floating in space at amongst like planets and stars and comets and whatnot, and just spouting these very short, but uplifting, um, not quips. That's not the word I'm looking for. Uh, musings, I guess. And it's all in this like kind of semi-ethereal, weird surfer dude who's trying to sound all mysterious. Be excellent to each other.
That's my bro.
We just made the we just brought into existence the wild stallion's future.
Yeah.
I just imagine him up there every so often. He sounds like somebody's smoking pot and having like one of those revelations, and he just like speaks it out into the world.
He's having the wildest epiphany right now.
Yeah.
There are actually
Whoa.
4 moons.
He ascended so high he went into godhood.
Shit, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Did God use cosmic acid?
Sure, why not?
Hell yeah.
A high like no other.
That's why we had to give him all 6 vials.
Yeah, give him the highest of highs.
Tripped so hard he fell into the ether.
Exactly.
My existence is omnipresent. Anyway, so with that, unless there's anything else for Weira, I think
No,
that's
I think that's it.
okay. So lastly, we join Mega.
Yeah, so Nova would have at least like hung back for a few days before making his way to Seoul, mostly just to look into the like kind of like using the resources available, i.e., Max Library, to kind of like do like a bit of like cursory research on the city of Seoul itself and all that jazz, as well as I guess like the like possible like targets for infiltrating in terms of like the schools available.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and
Uh,
there are two major magic colleges in the city of Seoul. One is simply called the Elder College of Magic. It's been around for like 1,000 years. And the other is the Kantiker University of Magical Arts, which has been around for less than a century and was set up by a mage who decided to spend his vast fortune creating a new university as a way to kind of give a middle finger to the Elder College of Magic from which he was expelled.
Sounds like there was a lot of competition. It's, yeah, he also I guess before he would have left Mac, he just would have like maybe popped into like the local magic shop to see if there was like any scrolls available. Now that like the Everhold games were done went over with, maybe they had a chance to restock.
Nope. Nope. Much the same you found. Everything that they have for scrolls is something you already know.
It's like, oh well, I guess that's what school is for. And I guess before he left, like he probably would have I guess like whoever like I guess assuming that either like Blount or Mac were available, just like it's like which of these schools do you think would be the better one? I have no idea.
Well, the Elder College of Magic probably has the largest library. As far as just new places to take magic and learn new magic, I would say the Kantika University of Magical Arts is probably the better one of the two. It depends on what you're looking for. You're looking for something steeped in tradition or something a little more mobile.
Hmm, that is something to consider. But I also need to consider where perhaps if they were maybe trying to recruit other magic users from the cult, I imagine maybe they would go to the newer one.
I mean, you wouldn't be wrong necessarily, but maybe. Shrug.
Double shrug. It's like I literally only left my house a few months ago. I guess with that though, he would make his way, like start his own journey off to the city of Seoul. Um, and so I guess with those considerations, also another consideration I just thought of, uh, but I'll keep that one private. He at least he at least makes his way to the, I guess, the Cantiker office of admissions.
Mhm. It is attended
So,
to by an overworked gnome wearing glasses. Gnome lady.
excuse me.
Huh? What?
It's sorry, I'm sort of new here. Is this admissions?
Yes, this is the admissions office.
Oh, good, I found the right place. It's so I don't uh actually beforehand, like, would he have known to prepare anything before this?
I mean, probably not, but you were given letters of recommendation from your mother.
No, I'm fully aware of that part, but it's also like, did I have to like bring identification application?
Nope.
Okay. It's but I was considering possibly enrolling into this school, and so well, I suppose I'm in the right place for that.
I would suppose so, yes.
So I actually don't know what to do from here. I'm sorry if that's a bit
Oh,
unusual.
I see. Okay. I get you. Here, just fill this out, and if you have anything, and she hands you this packet of papers about 9 sheets high. And if you have anything additional to give us, transcripts from, a smaller magical school or anything like a letter of recommendation, anything like that, uh, include those with any other relevant attachments. Okay?
Okay. Just kind of like looks for a seat in the room and starts filling out this application. So, any unusual uh any unusual questions or bits of information at being asked for?
Pretty much, it's asking for a lot of information you don't have, um, and really kind of revealing how much your mother kept you in the dark. As far as
So,
like particulars, I can't come off the top of my head with any.
like, I don't even know what a blood type S is. So I guess like basically this kind of like technically half filled out application, he he kind of like attaches like one of his letters to it and hands it over to the woman. I'm very sorry. I don't have all the information, but I did the best that I could.
By the way, are you incognito right now?
It's yeah, he probably would have been undercover coming inside
Okay.
because just because like this is a bit of like didn't want to immediately draw attention to himself the moment that he came inside the city.
She starts looking through the forms that you handed her. Oh well, I mean, I don't know if we can admit anybody with this little information. And then she like looks at the letter of recommendation and reads it, popping the seal. Oh, oh, okay. No, this is. Why didn't you just give me this in the first place? This would have been sufficient. Yeah, if you want to enroll, we can get you right away. You actually have a scholarship waiting here for you.
Wait, what?
It's something that somebody sets up to pay your college for you because it costs a lot of money. do this, you know?
It's like, I suppose that's true. It's I would not say I had a formal education before now.
Well,
Just
I mean,
kind of like pokes his like does like the anime index finger poke.
you have a letter of recommendation from. Well, I guess. Oh, wow, it's your mother. Okay. Um, you're basically the child of one of the preeminent extra dimensional mages ever. So yeah, we would love to have you with this recommendation from her. How's she doing, by the way?
I'm uh I'm afraid that she's gone.
Oh,
And his and like his hair kind of was sticking out and kind of like drooped.
oh, I'm so sorry. I she's she's been kind of absent from the whole thing for many years, but oh, that saddens me to hear that. I have my condolences.
So thank you. She was probably more than I think I even knew until now. But so I'm sorry, I don't really know what to do from here. This is all very new, and
Oh well. Do you? Well, I mean, we accept you if you want to enroll in classes.
but is actually would this be around the time for open enrollment or?
Well, this is the fall. So you it yes. This is a short answer. Yes.
That's like, oh well, if I can start taking classes right away, that would be very helpful. I hope I'm not too far behind.
Oh, of course not. Um, Here you're just going to need this form here, and she like takes a piece of paper and just like stamps it with a rubber stamp 3 or 4 times. This one here, stamp, 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 stamp. This one, stamp. You're gonna take this one to this office, this one to that office, and she keeps rattling off like different names and basically helping you sign up for classes.
Yeah, just looking over this list of classes, just transmogrification and you. Introduction to extraplanar studies.
I mean, yes.
It's like, is that a dress code?
Oh goodness, no, not at a magic college. You dress however
Okay,
you want.
well, that's good to know. he and as he's saying this, just like sees him like like dressed, seeing the way that he's dressed. Uh, oh, by the way, where would I be staying?
Oh, well, if you want on-campus housing, that would be bringing this to the student life department. She takes another form off her stacks and stacks of forms, stamps it 3 times, and hands it to you. But elsewhere, I mean, you're welcome to stay off campus too if you'd like.
But I think I would like to get to know the other students. I've not really been around other magic users really.
Okay, all right, then take that to student life, and they'll get you situated.
I just thank you very much, and starts walking with this stack of papers, and
So the endeavor
just like
takes
just
you. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, just like just kind of like thinking to yourself like, what did I get myself into?
Bureaucracy, my child. Bureaucracy. So, you are. It takes you pretty much the entire day to get these forms where they need to go. Especially since you have to keep asking for directions to this building, that building. The Canterbury University of Magical Arts is an expansive campus, being the size of a small city itself. Um, and yeah, you managed to get enrolled in classes. And if you could you roll me an not investigation, perception check?
That'd be 13.
Well, everybody here seems, pretty friendly, and it's a rather diverse population at this school. You see people of all different races, even some dwarves who aren't particularly magically inclined. Um, but yeah, you see gnomes, you see halflings, you see humans, you see half orcs, even a full orc. You see a full orc here. No, but everybody seems really cool and really nice, and nothing seems out of the ordinary for whatever would strike you as suspicious anyway.
I guess Nova would try to do his best, like maybe kind of like in the awkward way, but like doing his best to try to make friends, like try to fit in socially.
You do that. um, and I'm kind of limited in what I can act out right now. I totally role play this out a little bit better than I have been, but I'm kind of not under the weather. You do find a group of students that actually shares the basic same schedule as you, and you kind of like associate with each other for over the next couple of weeks. Um, and as for housing, you are staying in a dormitory on campus. Um, it's a lot to get used to living in close proximity with so many other people. Um, and one day, a note slides under your door.
Like, oh, that's strange. I wonder if Jeremy is asking me something. Kind of like goes to the paper and picks it up.
It says a friend is waiting for you in Bridgetown, 8 p.m., and it gives you the address.
Hmm. Jeremy usually doesn't like going out at 8 p.m., so it couldn't be him. But I guess it's an invitation, so it's like, Otaro, I'm getting ready.
Okay, so with that, unless you have anything else you want to accomplish.
It's, nope, not at least at this adventure.
Okay. All right, so with that, you all managed to find yourself in Bridgetown at the address. And as you're approaching, you're noticing everybody else from the party is approaching this singular address. Um, oh shit, I just realized I didn't have. Hold on. I forgot something. Hold. Got to put that there and go. So
I was actually literally about to do it myself.
as you get closer and closer and closer, you find that you guys see each other for the first time in a few weeks, all in this one location, and you are all in Bridgetown, by the way, and like you're all in this one spot, not spread out amongst the entire district, of course. This is just a visual aid. Anyway, it's kind of a rainy, cold night, and you all have like rain slicks on, if you so choose, and you find yourself in this dark alley, and there's like garbage in the alley. It's kind of a narrow alley. Doesn't seem like a very safe place to be. But you're all together.
This is not okay.
I mean, we all came here expecting a trap, right?
You did.
Oh,
I
I thought maybe
I
a,
can-
I thought maybe a friend
Absolutely a trap.
invited me.
I
Virgo's going
came
to
was
immediately
not
summon his shield.
What do you
I
what
came
you
here expecting for you and myself to walk into a trap, not for all of us to walk
What-
into a trap.
Why do you all expect this to be a trap?
Because this is
Ex-
obviously a trap.
Experience?
I mean, the
that's
best
what
place to
happens,
shift
huh?
someone in a city is in a dark alley in the middle of a well-populated district.
Put
But
it,
everybody knew that.
put it this way, Avni, almost no one knew that we were coming here. And everyone who did know that we were coming here would not use such shady methods. At least, not if they were our friends.
I think a Blount would actually do that.
Well, how did you get the note?
I found my note slipped into my books that I was using for taking care of Uzna's bet money.
Hmm.
I did not at any point see who had done it, which is even more suspicious.
I can understand the
In
suspicion.
in my case, it was a shady-looking Kenku in a hooded cloak.
Kenku, huh?
Yep.
Looks like I wasn't the only one. By the
I
way,
had those
nice to
notes
see you
slipped
all
into-
again after a couple weeks.
Oh yes, excellent to see you again.
Absolutely.
So in
Um,
this, oh sorry, go ahead.
What note are you guys talking about?
Oh shit, I didn't give you a note, did I?
No, you didn't.
Oops.
Pringle's just walking around at this
Oops.
point.
Let's just say you got the note in the mail, and that's it.
Okay.
Sorry. I realized.
honestly, I think it'd be funnier if Pringle did just happen to be wandering around.
What the hell are you guys doing in an alleyway?
Oops.
Why are you all talking back there like a bunch of freaks? Get over here
Anyway,
in the light.
So Fringle, you did actually receive a note in the mail, but I completely forgot to bring it up in roleplay.
Okay.
But it's at this moment, and this is a really oddly warm night for for a fall evening. Especially, like the sun's been down for about an hour at this point. Lightning crashes directly to your south.
Oh man, I thought it was a warm night for a murder.
Damn it.
And you see a large figure wearing a rain slick, looking like death, basically, but you can't see their face or anything. It's just a silhouette.
Oh, nothing ominous about that, really.
Hmm.
Excuse me, who are you?
And with that, and I'm just gonna need to make sure everybody has their volume turned up.
On roll 20 or
On roll 20, or just to be able to make sure you can hear this.
yeah, should be.
Okay. All right. The figure responds.
Thank you all for coming. We have much to discuss. Follow me.
And that is where we're going to end the session.
How did I know?
Cliffhanger!
Oh
Alright, then.
boy.
And that's why he's called Cliffhanger.
Seriously, how do you keep getting Bosco to do stuff like this, D?
I talk to him and ask him nicely and treat him with respect.
As you
But
do
he's
with
such
everybody.
an asshole.
Well, that's why you can't get him.
That's what he
And-
wants you to think.
No, and he's an asshole, just like me.
Well, let's see who's on to raid. Who do we got? Could send you to Monty or Lanny.
I'll take a look. See.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you to the Land of Tour. Okay, so everybody have a great night. We'll see you next week with our special guest Ed Bosco as
Yeah.
as Arkston, the Kenku Paladin. Woo.
And an hour early.
Oh, and we are starting an hour early. So rather than 8 p.m. Eastern, we're starting at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Woo!
So take care.
Very good.
Have a good evening, and I guess goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Ciao, bye. Remember to wear your seatbelt.
Yes, wear your
Remember to wear your face
seatbelts.
mask.
Face
Wear your
masks.
fucking face mask.
Goodbye.
Stay home.
Don't go out protesting.